All right. I made this mistake again. I have to remember to turn the mic on. Okay. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to wait a couple minutes before I start going over some logistics and maybe some key concepts and whatnot. But if you notice, I did include a Google Hangout link in the chat group. It's because I'm going to be trying to focus on Google Hangouts. And hopefully that works out for us because then I can actually interact with y'all. However, if you would like, and if you can't join, you guys can participate through YouTube live stream and include your comments into chat group in the chat box, and I'll respond to those questions. But for now, we'll wait a little bit. I'm sure you guys are trying to rise and wake up. Ooh, I see one other participant. No, is that a lie? Hopefully, if you guys are here and can't comment, say hello on Google Classroom if that's the case, or really just click on the Google Hangout link and join in there. It'll be really great to be able to talk to you in person. I don't know how this is going to work. Let me do some classic lo-fi beats for us while we wait.
To fly a rocket ship, you need to be an optimist.
It's awkward.
No astronaut.
There we go.
Real niggas. That real live shit.
Oh, Sean, hello. Hi, how are you, Sean? Can you join through Google Hangout? Yes, no. Is he still there? You're doing well? That's good. Yay. Okay, that's fine. Thanks for joining though. What is it? I see. Did you just wake up or did you have like breakfast already or no? What'd you eat? I'm like asking all these life questions. Oh. Hello, Bianca. How are you? Welcome, welcome. Bacon and eggs, Sean. What the heck? That sounds so good. Oh man. I like woke up later than I wanted to, so I didn't get a chance to eat breakfast yet, so I'm a little sad. It's okay. It's okay. Bianca, I think you're supposed to be in your A block link. You have me D block, so you should be in this chat, I don't know, around 11. So I guess you can hang out here for a bit and hop on over to the your other class if you want. Yeah. But what is it? I guess I'll start for y'all since you guys joined. Today for our live stream, I didn't have much planned. Let me turn this off actually. I only wanted to see if you had any questions on the packets and also maybe go over some misconceptions about like identifying trends for scatter plots. But do you guys have any questions on the work or any of like the computer or like technology, like turning in logistical questions before we begin? Oh, you did. Yay. Good job, Sean. Did you do it on a paper version? Okay. Let's see. Did you have any questions on the packet or were you able to finish the whole thing pretty like well, I guess is the right way to ask that. Hmm. I don't know what the yes is for. I forget. Are you saying yes, that it was easy to finish? Part 1 on the exit ticket. For the first lesson or the second lesson? First lesson? Okay. Let me just take a look at that. Just look. Question number 4. Oh, I see. The comic strip one. Okay, that's actually a really good thing to talk about. Sean, it says explain. How do you just write yes? So well, let's see. So the comic strip, for those who are just joining or like listening to this later, there's a first panel that says, I used to think correlation implied causation, or implied means like correlation leads to causation. Then I took a stats class. Now I don't think that way. Sounds like the class helped, his friend says. And then the person goes, well, maybe. So what I wanted to speak a little bit here was like, this is an example of him talking about correlation and causation. So what has a correlation in this comic? Do you have it in front of you, Sean, the packet? Do you want to look at it with me? And bring that up here. For those who can't see, it looks like this. Okay, so like this one, right? So in this case, he's saying what we know, that correlation doesn't mean causation, right? But what for these two panels, what is he saying? What is she saying? She's saying that the stats class caused him to realize this, right? But what is he saying by saying, well, maybe? What do you think he's saying instead? That question makes sense? And when you think about, like, in this case, what might be the independent and dependent variable, and what kind of thing is happening for this comic? Yep, the independent variable would be the class. What would be the dependent variable? Time? Where'd you get time? What is it? Basically, what is his friend saying? His friend is saying that the class helped him understand what? Okay. So I'll help out a little bit because maybe you meant the same thing, but typing is hard. So the class is the independent, and the dependent would be this idea that correlation. Yeah. There you go. You got it. Correlation, causation, right? So in this case, right, she's saying what? That the relationship between the class and this idea of correlation causation, is she saying that it's correlation or causation when she says that it helped? So like for this friend, yeah, causation. So she is implying, or not implying, her opinion on this class is that it caused him to understand more. But then why did he say, well, maybe? Well, if it's not causation, why would he be like, well, maybe this class helped me on this? Because why? Okay, so she's saying that the class caused him to understand, but he's like, I don't know, actually. Well, maybe because, yeah, it's correlation. Just because there's a correlation, just because he took this class and now gets it, he's saying that, well, it doesn't really mean that's what caused me to understand. It's supposed to be like a funny, witty type thing. Does that make a little bit more sense now? How this is an example of how just basically like just because there's a correlation or a relationship, it doesn't mean that it's causation. Yeah. Yeah. Let's go. That's exciting. I see 4 participants on my live stream, but I can't tell who's participating. Their names aren't popping up. But welcome to those if you are joining. I see now 5. Welcome. I still don't know who y'all are. Hopefully y'all can say yes, hi, and whatnot. But yeah, Sean, that was a really good question. Hopefully that gives you a better understanding and you can fix your answer. Do you know if you could like take photos of that, of your work, and send it to me so I could just grade it for you? Oh, Miss Tino is one of the people joining our live stream. Hello, Miss Tino. Hello. Okay, cool. Yeah, you just upload that. That way I can grade it and whatnot. And let me know if you have any problems with that. Yeah. And what is it? The positive, negative, and no correlation, was that pretty straightforward for you? Hmm. Okay, that's good. So yeah, we're almost ending with our A block, but so a couple of things. Yeah, I'm glad that was easy to understand. Great question, Sean. I'm so glad you got to join A block. So tomorrow I'll be uploading another video. This one time we're going to be talking about strong and weak correlation, and then we should be able to go into slowly going into our mini QPA2. And I will be including a portion, like a part 1, part 2, so that like our mini QPA1 grade could be made up in that way as well. So keep an eye on it for that. Actually, Sean, this is more of a question for you, but do you know if the other guys would want to still do anime club virtually? I have not been able to be in touch with any of the like with Mikey or Jeffrey and Junior. Are they okay? Oh, okay. You haven't been in touch with them? I'm glad. Yes, yes. Encourage your friends to do schoolwork, y'all. I know it's a rough time. It's a challenging time. But I hopefully it's still doable. I see. Tell them that I miss them and that I miss doing math with them. Encourage them in that way if that helps at all. But I appreciate you, Sean. I have 2 minutes left. Any last questions or thoughts before you hop on over to your next one? Okay, perfect. Well, thank you for joining. I am still open to hosting a club sort of meet together type thing if you guys are interested, so we can build community during this time of school closing. For those who are just listening to this later, just keep in mind that the videos will be coming up. If you have any questions, please message me on Google Classroom. And yeah, have a great day, Sean. No. Saying bye. Indeed. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Trey, hello. How are you? Are you just stopping by, Trey? I think you're supposed to be in your B block right now, if I'm not mistaken. I feel that. I feel that. Trying to live. Yes, that's real. Yeah. Is everything okay? What is it? Have you just been home these past few days? Okay. Yeah. Oh, I miss your enthusiastic personality in my life, Trey. Have you been able to do any of the schoolwork yet, or are you just trying to figure that out? Hey, I'm really glad you're almost done with it. Did you get a chance to see the videos at all on YouTube? That might help if you have any questions. Okay. You already know. You got it. It is a how would you say it? It's not like too complex. I kind of try to make the work doable for y'all during this time. Yeah. That's good. If you do have questions, I can see this happening. The number 4 on the exit ticket, I just went over it with Sean. So if you have questions on that, or like how to write a more detailed answer, when I upload this live stream, you can go look at it. And that's like the first like 15, 20 minutes. So. Mm. Will you be stopping by for our next block, for not next block, D block, or are you just hopping around for and whatnot? I'm glad. Yeah. Do you have the YouTube channels to your other teachers? Yeah, figuring all this out was a struggle. Mm. Yeah. But do you have access to Google Classroom, Trey? Okay, good. Yeah, so my number is there. So if you have any questions, just message me, okay? Or you can comment on Google Classroom, I guess, but I feel like messaging is easier. Got you. All right. Yeah. You can, yeah, if you don't have any other questions for me, you can chill here for a bit. I know there's like 5 minutes until B block, but um, it's my prep, so I wouldn't have anybody really joining me right now. Oh, have you been in touch with Edgar? You guys can do work together. Virtually, I guess. Oh, did he leave? Did he leave? Oh, no, he's still here. Trey's still here. Oh, maybe Trey left. Is it just me now? Maybe I'm the only one here. If that's the case, fare thee well, Trey. Be well. I am always available if you need me. someone joined me. So this is just, I'm bored because B block I don't teach. But let me just go over some math jokes while I'm waiting here. So, why was the math book depressed? It had a lot of problems. Oh, I see 3 people. Is anyone joining? No, they popped on over. My joke just scared them away. Why is the obtuse triangle always so frustrated? So the obtuse is what? An angle greater than 90? So something like this. Why is the obtuse triangle always so frustrated? Because it is never right. Okay. Why can you never trust a math teacher holding graphing paper? They must be plotting something. Oh, this one's cute. Why was the equal sign so humble? Because she knew she wasn't greater than or less than anyone else. I like that one. That's really cute, actually. Oh, I see 3 people in this live stream. I don't know who these participants are, but welcome. Technically, you should be in your B block right now. You should be with your B block teacher. But stay if you want to hear corny math jokes. Oh, this one's kind of bad. What do you call dudes who love math? Algebros. I don't know how I feel about that one. That was a stretch. Oh, why should you never talk to Pi? Because he'll go on and on and on forever. Oh, happy belated Pi Day, by the way. That's about a week ago. Or 10 days ago, really. Oh, that's the sound of snow falling off the roof. Well, thanks for the like for anyone who for the person who liked this live stream. Indeed. Hello, Tech Savvy 86. This is a teaching live stream for students in Springfield, Massachusetts. Welcome. What brings you here? Oh, interesting. Well, welcome. If you stick around, you'll probably learn a little bit more about math, but what you're looking for. But if you need just chill study vibes, that's what I'm doing now. So you're more than welcome to join for a bit. No, this is not MIT Cambridge. Definitely not. Nope. Okay. It is very classroom specific, so feel free to stick around. But I'm not sure if it'll be super enlightening. Are you a college student, high school student? All right, this is time for C block. I'm gonna give us just a few more minutes for those so they have a chance to join, and then I'll go over some logistics for us. So sit back and relax if you're already here. If you already know, I did link in a Google Hangout, so if you guys want to have more actual in real time conversations, you're more than welcome to join. I'm going to give us 2 more minutes before I begin. Looking into things that for our next lesson, all these scatter plot questions. All right, let's begin. So this is for my C block. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I see that I got 2 likes on my live stream. Thank you very much to those who gave me those likes. Hope you guys are doing well. I obviously am trying my best to figure out this whole YouTube thing, but it's been a good time. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend, and I'm so glad for those who joined our live stream today on Tuesday. So far, we have 2 videos uploaded on my YouTube channel, and hopefully you guys had a chance to work through that packet that worked with both that first and second lesson. And if you had any other questions, of course, you can message me. But I just figured I might go over the idea of correlation and causation a little bit more, and maybe talk about positive, negative, and no correlation. And so if you guys remember, correlation is the relationship between 2 variables, and causation is when we can say, right, this one variable directly causes this other variable. I did have a student ask me what is an independent variable, what is a dependent variable, and I think that might be a good review for all of us. So an independent variable is basically like what represents the x values. So if you have a graph, I'm going to use my hands here. If you have a graph, our x-axis is our independent variable, and then our y is basically our dependent variable. So what happens is the independent variable typically changes or causes, let's not use that word, changes or could change the dependent variable. Or you can think of it the other way around, where it's a dependent variable depends on the independent variable. So the classic example that I always use is if you were to make a scatter plot of height and weight, height would be the independent variable and weight would be the dependent variable, because how tall a person is typically affects the weight of the person. Now, this is a great conversation, because is weight only influenced or impacted by height? And we know that's not the case, because we know that there are different types of people, different types of bodies. And just because you're tall doesn't necessarily mean that you'll have more weight. Or if you're small, it means you'll have less weight in a sense. So that is a perfect example of a correlation. The height and weight, there's a correlation, a relationship between the two. But it doesn't mean that it's a causation. It doesn't mean that height actually causes weight. Typically, if we were to draw a height and weight, we would assume the correlation is a positive trend, meaning that as height increases, weight also increases. So it looks something like this. I wonder if they'll look the same. From left to right, it should be increasing, okay? So there's that. So you want to keep that in mind as you move forward, right? Like, what are the independent, dependent variables? Because that's always what we're talking about. There's going to be 2 things that we're going to be talking about or comparing on our scatter plots. And if we're talking about if it's correlation and causation, with scatter plots, it's always correlation, all right? Correlation, correlation, correlation. Scatter plots do not tell you about causation. We only talk about the relationships about things. And correlation does not mean causation. Just because there's a relationship between the two does not mean that it's causation. And then going over into positive, negative, and no correlation, it's really similar. If it's increasing, it's positive. If it's decreasing, it's negative. And if it's all over the place, it means there's no correlation. But I do want you to remember identifying the trend, T. I don't know why I'm writing with my hands. If trend is talking about positive, negative, and no correlation. But when I talk about the relationship, this is where it gets a little tricky, because this is when I'm asking you to explain the scatter plot using the variables, using the real life example of the scatter plot, you know? And so when I'm asking about the relationship of the scatter plot, I need you to explain using the variables. So if I was to say, what's the trend between height and weight? You'll say, oh, the trend for the scatter plot is positive. But if I asked what's the relationship, I would say, okay, as height increases, weight will also increase. And this is really important because what you're telling me is, like, if I was trying to say, okay, if I'm this kind of height, what would be my weight? You could use a scatter plot and be like, based on this trend and the relationship that we know between height and weight, you're probably around this range. And that's how you make predictions off of scatter plots. So that's just a quick overview of what we've been learning so far. I know it's just a lot of talking. If you have any questions, look at my other videos. Yeah. Hopefully you guys do well. Please turn in your work. If you're doing work on paper, please make sure that you are finding ways to upload it. I made it in a way where, at least for the second lesson, it's easier to type in stuff and turn it in, actually. Thankfully, with scatter plots, other than the graphing portion, a lot of it is writing. It's not like doing algebra or any math, whatnot. And so I think that thankfully for this unit, it's actually perfect timing for us, because you're allowed to like type things and write your answers that way, and you don't have to show like math work, so to speak. It's a lot of just knowing how to read graphs. Okay, so be well, be safe. Thank you for those who checked in. But if not, I'm gonna just wrap this up and call it a wrap, I guess. I just don't know why I keep using that word and all these hand motions. So different. But yeah. Back to making worksheets. All right, I'm gonna give us 2 more minutes for D block, and then I'm gonna do a quick overview again, and then call it a day for our live sessions. All right, everyone. So this is for my D block. Hopefully you guys are doing well. If you guys want to, I would say go back to the timestamp for A block and C block, and that'll give you a lot of good information for your work. Other than that, I just hope that you guys are doing well. Continue to do your best. I know it's a hard time. I think for me, I'm balancing this idea of like being at home and a space that is thankfully for me it was safe, it's safe, but then there's a lot of things that are falling apart around, like businesses are closing down, schools are staying closed, health professionals are overworking, and there's just a lot of uncertainty moving forward. And I'm sure this time is having to do work online by yourself at home, working with computers, having to deal with being by yourself and just having access to, Netflix. And, in these moments, school doesn't seem like a huge priority, right? And so I just want to encourage you guys, hang in there, don't give up. There's still a certain joy that comes to learning and exercising your brain and finding some structure in your life during this time. I hope that you know that I'm always here for you guys. I hope that you guys are constantly just, making sure to take care of yourselves and take a moment to breathe. I think there's a lot that you guys can accomplish. I remember seeing this post about this is either a time for a huge glow up or like you start picking up bad habits. And so make this time intentional. Don't pick up bad habits. Don't get caught up in watching 1,000 shows. Find that good skincare. What is it? Find that good skincare routine. Exercise at home. Be nice to your family members. Start reading, start doing a YouTube channel, start blogging, start, being on Instagram more and doing things that you love, or cook, or, rest and sleep. Take this time, make this time an act of, going against what life throws at you. Life throws some horrible stuff at us sometimes, and it could be hard, but I hope that, for today and for the days moving forward, that actively you guys are doing things that build you up, right? Things that bring you peace. And don't feel pressured to make every moment count, or like you feel like you have to suddenly fix all your problems. Like, be nice to yourself too, but challenge yourself as well. If you guys have any questions, D-Blog, make sure you comment below on this channel. I will reply as fast as I can. Thanks for watching, if you are watching. And, look forward to seeing your work. Please turn in your work. Please message me if you have difficulties around that. And make sure you like and subscribe to this channel. Click the notification bell, making sure that that you are notified when I upload. I'll be uploading tomorrow, and there will be a new packet for you guys to work on in Google Classroom. All right. Bye, guys. Love y'all.